Hello, everyone. You're welcome to part 4 of Scratch Programming Basics. In the last episode, we talked about operators and a few of them. I didn't actually talk about all of them, like pick random. Pick random is just to pick random of something from 1 to 10, like costumes or sounds, depending on where you look at it. For example, switch costume to pick random from 1 to 10. Now, it's actually not just like, there's not actually 10 costumes. So I'm just gonna do 2. It's gonna be switching random. It's gonna be like random. You can even do like sound, play sound, pick random. Now there's only one sound actually, so I'm gonna actually select another sound. So it's gonna be playing one of them. It's gonna be completely random. So that's what pick random does. It just makes things random. I didn't talk about those in last video. The not block makes sound like if not, for an example. If not touch your mouse pointer, then you just have to add for loop if you're using it if not statement. Then which costume to now. What this means, I'm actually going to have to use an else, if else statement, because there's 2 reasons why. What this means actually is just like, if it's not touching the mouse pointer, then it will switch costume to costume 2. If it is touching the mouse pointer, it switch costume to costume 1. So if it's not touching, then there's it. If it's not touching mouse pointer, then if the sprite is not touching the mouse pointer, switch costume to costume 2. So right now we're not touching the sprite. You can see it's at costume 2. But when we touch the sprite, it goes to the first costume in the sprite. So that's kind of cool actually, if you know how to use it. But that's not what this part of the video is. This video is about variables. And yeah, variables. It's about variables. Now, cloud variables. But for now, we're only going to do random variables. Now, there is make a list. It's all part of variables, but these are kind of like, these are more complex things. So these are actually very complex. So we're not gonna do this. We don't need a list. I was only like showing you, but it's very complex, so we won't do that in this video. Today we'll just be doing random variables. So right now I'm gonna program something. To get the variable, we need something to work because we're gonna have a variable running. So something has to be making that variable be running non-stop. So here's what I'm going to do actually. Zoom out a bit. Yeah. I'm actually going to delete the scratch cat. And right here it's a little ping pong table that I've just created. Now with the help of some coding, I can make this thing, this little ping pong. I'm gonna call it a ping pong actually. Ping pong. This little ping pong to be moving according to my mouse. Now, let's say I want a variable counter to go up every time a ping pong touches a something, maybe a note. So what I'm going to do is create. Oh no, that's a back shot. What am I doing? I'm going to create a small note. And this note, I'm actually gonna make it play a sound. Just for fun. Now this is just something this are all, anytime I do these, it's just for a demonstration. Now, if this touches the ping pong, I wanted that anytime this falls and touches the ping pong, it will make this variable go up. So first I'm going to create a variable called score. And anytime you can like make it appear and disappear, you can put the score anywhere actually. I'm going to put my score right there. You can actually make it a slider, but that's not what we're here to do. I'm just going to make mine a large readout. So score. Like if this stick, you see the stick, yeah. And I'm gonna set 0. So anytime the green flag is clicked, make sure score is selected because just like my variable, everything is messed up. That's a lot of mistake I do myself, and that's a lot of mistake every new Scratch programmer does most times. They'll be like, okay, they think they've selected my variable, they think they selected the score, but they've actually selected my variable, and when nothing works, they'll start being frustrated. So make sure you selected score. I'm actually gonna go ahead and right click and delete my variable so that we don't ever mix it up. So what here is when the green flag is clicked, it's like score to 0 so that it will always reset. Now, I'm going to actually make this little thing, I'm gonna call it actually a block. And with the help of operators actually from the last video, we can actually make something come to life. I'm gonna make the block actually a bit smaller. And I'm gonna set the Y position to 180. I'm gonna say when the green flag is clicked, forever, set Y position to 180. Set X position to pick random. You can see we're gonna use an operator, pick random. I'm gonna start from, let's see, from -227 till 230. So you can see now it's going random left and right. So I'm actually gonna make this sprite hide. I'm actually having like taught hide. So the hide, it's kind of easy. Hide. So basically that's it. And since this is like the original sprite, I'm gonna use something that I've never used before in videos. This is going to be called a clone. Create a clone of myself, not the ping pong, myself. It's automatically set to myself, but make sure you set to myself. I'm gonna slow it down because if we did where to do it, it will create a lot of itself. Like, I'm not even joking. It's gonna create a lot of itself. You can see it clearly filling this thing up with a black hole line. There. It's gonna fill everything up. So we're actually gonna add a timer, maybe 0.7 seconds. And to make sure that this clone is seeable, when I start as a clone, we're gonna actually go back to control and we're gonna look for when I start as a clone block. When I start as a clone, show. So that the original is not seeable, but the clone is. Another thing is also when I start as a clone, forever, I'm gonna use the operator here in a minute. Change Y position by, let's say, -7, I guess. Let's see. Yeah, that's good. That is good. -7 will do. Change Y position by -7. I'm actually going to reduce the size of ping pong. Yeah. Now we're going to get to everything. So, as I'm doing this, I'm actually teaching you about variables. I'll get to variables. But this is only a review. Change Y by -7. I'm going to grab an if statement. I'll use variables. Just wait. If touching ping pong, then delete this clone. No, so you're also going to delete this. But before you delete this, you actually have to add it. We take this if statement and put it just right below this other one. So, yeah. Now, it's not actually playing this sound. Let's see why. Volume is good. Let's try re-putting the block. Now, actually, it's not programming error. It's probably just a sound error. But make sure this is if touching ping pong, delete. If touch ping pong, we're actually gonna put this before. I'm gonna put this first. So I can play the pop sound. Yeah, start playing. And the reason why I wasn't playing before actually was actually because the script Scratch has a very fast programming. It will read through all the scripts and play it out here. But since this came before this, the clone was already, I don't know if you know what I'm saying, but the clone was already deleted before you could start playing the sound. Maybe you could hear this little, if you can hear it, you can hear it. You have this little, like the P sound before it finally gets disappeared. It has, the pop sound has to acquire before it gets deleted. Also, it'll get deleted without playing any sound at all. So yeah, this is a very important thing I must tell you. Now, another thing actually is that I'm going to add the variable. Now it's time for the variable. The thing is what we're waiting for, the variable. I'm going to add variable. This, since I've already set this score to 0, I'm just gonna go ahead and not do that because I've already done it. It's not important to do it more than once. So what I'm gonna do here, if touching ping pong, then change their score by 1. So change score by 1. And this has to also appear before actually touching. I'm just gonna take this, put this under, no, not inside, under. And I'm going to add a small timer because if you don't add a timer, this will happen. Let me show you if you perhaps we don't add a small timer delay. You have to score. Now, since the script actually is running fast, normally it will actually start bugging out and give like faster scores than it should. So normally you just like add a small timer, like 0.3, so that it runs smoother and not make the timer go so fast. But anyway, it's a good thing. Now you can see right here, it's touching the ping pong as a clone, but it's not deleting. Like it's just falling and not deleting. You can see. Some of them are. Some of them are deleting, but others are not. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use this delete clone. What I'm going to do is I'm going to choose delete clone. I'm going to tell it to wait 0.1 second. Now, it's literally all you have to do before you delete clone. Or if that still doesn't work, you can just go ahead and re-grab a when I start as a clone block. You can either do anyone is kind of fine. And yeah. Now you can see here what I was talking about, and it actually occurred. The, the, the score is going hecka crazy. Like, I can just touch him. And it's going crazy. I'm already at 163 and I haven't touched that much. $200 in fact. So how you fix this is just adding a timer. All you have to do is add a timer. So maybe 0.3, and that should work. Now the script is the programming has actually started running slower, and it's just delete slower. Like the main thing is that it's deleting slower than it should. I don't know why it's deleting this slow. You can see I have to hold it on the platform for a few seconds before it will actually be deleted. I don't know why this is a thing, but I don't know why it's doing like this. But it's just maybe just bugging out most times. It's just bugging. So I'm gonna try actually completely something else that will also have to do with variables. Right here, I'm on a fresh scratch page. I'm gonna make something in camera that will also require variables. Now, the last one was good. It used variables very much. I would explain the blocks. After I'm done making this, I would start to explain what the blocks are and what they are used for. Let me just finish with what I'm making. This also requires verbal. It also uses variables. So actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to type this quick. Forever point towards mouse pointer. Gonna grab an if statement. Let's say W keys pressed, because W is the up button in the keyboard. Then we should move 10 steps exactly, and this allows us to move very nicely. What? Why is it not? Don't worry, I'll fix it. You see, right here is pointing up. You see, right here is pointing up. I have to select the entire thing and rotate it this way. Only then shall it work like the way it should. There we go, it's pointing on me. But the spinning is revolting, it's disgusting, it looks weird. You have to anchor it in the way anchor before it will actually be perfect. There you go. Spinning is fine. Moving is fine. Pointing is fine. Okay. With variables. I'm gonna make something like a zombie. Maybe it's zombie. I'll make a zombie, small zombie. The zombie can be that. Right here is a zombie. I'm gonna give it some scripts so that would forever fool the player. Forever move, let's say, 6 steps, so that's a bit slower than the player. Instead of pointing towards the player, sorry, the mouse pointer, it should point towards the player. So right here it's following the player. It's still kind of fast. So this time what I'm going to do is reduce the size for both characters so that the field is a bit bigger. There you go. But the characters are a bit too fast for the field also. So I'll just make them slower. Okay, I'll make the thing 2 and the character 4. There you go. And now it's... So right here is actually just a zombie. The main goal of the zombie is to kill the player. So what I'm going to do is actually remove these and flag this clip forever hide. So when I start as a clone, create a clone of myself forever. In 5 seconds. What this will do is every 5 seconds just start creating a clone of itself when it's moving. I'm just going to wait. And eventually it will create a clone of itself. Now I've actually spotted a very massive problem. I dragged the hide block instead of the show block. Let's fix that real quick. There you go. The first zombie has already spawned. Another one has spawned. He actually producing faster than I thought. A third one has spawned. And the main actual producer is right there. That's why they're all spawning over there and coming over there. And really, yeah, they're coming over there. But the main thing is supposed to be hidden. And basically, yeah. So now what I'm going to do is create a new sprite, and I'm going to call this new sprite a bot. Now, since the player needs some defense, self-defense, the bullet is there to help the player give himself some self-defense. The bullet will forever be in the player. Forever go to sprite 1, aka the player, and hide. That's it. That's all you have to do. Now, obviously, I'm going to also use clone. So I'm actually gonna do point towards mouse pointer. However, also, so it's pointing towards mouse pointer, not the player, mouse pointer. I'm gonna say like wait, say 0.2 seconds. I'm critical of myself. You see why this 0.2 seconds comes handy. Now, I'm gonna start as a clone. I'm going to forever. I'm actually gonna have a show block. Show forever. Move 10 steps forward. If it is touching edge, then it should delete this clone. And what this entire thing does here is that it creates non-stop of bullets just revolting around. Now obviously the bullets aren't supposed to be like this, they're actually supposed to be, well, this. Only then can the bullets start looking a bit nicer. And I'm actually gonna make the bullets a bit smaller. Yeah. So that gives a more neater texture. And now you can see that it's just non-stop creating clones. So we're gonna add an if statement so that it can only happen if, well, something happens. If something is triggered, and then it will happen. So I'm gonna add an if statement, put this thing inside of an if statement, and then mouse down. Now, how does this all of this relate to a variable? How does this all relate to a variable? Now, I will get to that. It'll all relate to a variable. Now, right here, it's leaving a trailed mess. So what we're going to do is we're going to make this, put this here, and put this inside of here, like that. Now, only then will it trigger a bullet on our command. So what's the point of that point two I put in there earlier? I still have to admit. I want you all to see for yourself. I'm going to remove this point two. Watch the chaos. Most of you know what will happen. But if you don't, this happens. It will forever create a non-stop bullet since it has no specific timer. Since the bullet has no timer, it will forever just go as long as I'm holding my mouse down. Obviously, you can try clicking fast, but right now I'm clicking very fast. But holding it, there's no timer that was made for it, so you can just hold the way it wants anyhow, crazily. So I'm gonna put that point to back, just so that, well, that doesn't happen. Now it's time for the zombies to be affected by the bullets. I'm gonna start to clone. If touching, not the player, but the bullets, right here minus by 2, then delete this code. That's it. Okay. Apart from doing things, now let's add a score. Let's add a variable score. Actually, I'm gonna call this kills. Now, variables is obviously worth it more than this. Variables is way more than this. I will now explain what the point of variables are. This is set. To set variables, a specific variable, because you can have a dozen amount of variables right here. I'm going to look at a different variable, actually. Right here are some different variables, so you have way more than you think. You have hectare amount of variables, just the way you want them. Your variables limits are not, no, there's no limit to the amount of variables you can have. But I'm just gonna use this specific variable for now. And we have to set kills to 0. Change kills by 1. So before delete, it should be changing the kills by 1. There you go. It changed by 1. There you go. Changing by 1. Before the clone, there is 1 XP output. I can actually make this there. It's just, I have 1 kill. I have 2 kills. Oh, 3. Ooh, combo. I have 5 kills. That's 1. That's 2. I can even make them spawn crazy. Like, you can spawn literally crazy. You can make the spawning speed, you can make it the way you want it to be. There's no actual limit to the way you can make the spawning speed. Literally, I can make it have no spawning speed. No spawning speed at all. No spawning speed. It will just keep respawning. There's no spawning speed, though. It'll forever, bro. Forever have a crazy spawning speed. It can even look scary. It can use this to make something quite scary, actually, because the amount of things that are actually here is way more than you think. It can be already up to 1,000. So you should just gather around the line. But just one bullet can take it down. And you can see right here it already says I have 21 kills. So what here I'm gonna do is P. Oh, looks like the bullet's not being triggered anymore. Let's see it. There we go. Let's restart the game. I think the game broke. The bullets broke due to the amount of things that were spawning. It made things a bit more crazy. So, shoot. It's actually kind of satisfying to watch many zombies being killed. because of the deleting speed, it still tells me that my character isn't actually killing these many characters. So since the zombies can actually have the amount of spawns they want, I make myself have the amount of bullets I want. I'm gonna make this place go crazy. The game is already broken again. Let's first try this. It's just so weird. See my kills going crazy, bro. My kills are going crazy. It's just not stopping. The kills ain't stopping. Kills ain't stopping. You can use this for some like digital like display. You can use this thing for like digital display, like maybe like like clones can be very fun to mess with. Like you can see there's a crazy line, and I'm already almost at 1,000 kills. So clones are very like nice to mess with. The funny thing is, one bullet can take these things to my mind. Boom, my kills are going up. So I hope the video helped out available. There are a lot. There's a lot of people there, actually. Yeah. This is change. You can actually change you can actually change the changing speed. For example, if I kill zombies, ooh, I just did something like I deleted a sprite that is you can use the now later restore sprite. Anyways, I can now you see right here. I can actually change the increase speed of the amount of points I get. I can choose by 5. So anytime I kill zombies, instead of getting 1, I get 5 points. I get 5 points. That's actually kind of sick. Because instead of getting just 1 point, I get 5 points. You can even make it 1,000 points per every, like 1,000 points per kill, bro. You can go beyond the limits. You can see the numbers. The non-verbal max numbers they don't really have a max. The numbers can literally go up to I can make it 100,000. 100,000 per kills. Bro, I went crazy numbers by just doing this. So verbals can go beyond limits of scratch. It can cause lag, cause delay, can cause a lot of things. So yeah, verbals are really actually going crazy. Can make the bullets even move faster than they actually are by just duplicating. Just like duplicating. I can keep duplicating, and I can keep duplicating. The amount of bullets is crazy. It's literally crazy. It can cause numbers. Numbers. They can go crazy. The amount of things you can do with just dupe is crazy. The amount of things you can do with variables. The amount of things you can actually just do with variables is super weird. It's crazy. So I hope this tutorial actually helped on variables, and I'll see you all in the next one.